just got done pulling Steve's buck out, and we were going back to the barn to hang it up, skin it, and we spotted a bunch of deer up on their feet right here at midday. So Dad and I are stalking in. It's that same group where I got footage of with the 2 bucks in it this morning. This time we're gonna come in a little different way, try to get higher up so we can get above the grass.
We're gonna sneak up that rock pinnacle, and hopefully there's a buck on the other side we can shoot.
Yeah, we're gonna sneak right up to there. I mean, tell me if you're gonna shoot. Are you gonna shoot him? Dead. Shoot a doe. Yippee! What just happened?
Well, we saw a bunch of deer out in this field, so we made a circle and hiked up to this rock pinnacle. And we're just sitting there waiting for them to come out in the open. There's I believe it was a 4x3 buck laying down out there. And couldn't see him for a while, and then he finally came out. So I glassed him and decided that he's a good one for me. So I shot it, one shot, and then Chris ran around, and a bunch, probably about 30 doe out there, and Chris dropped one at about 170 yards. We got 2 down. They never knew we were in here.
Dad likes to shoot them out of their beds.
Keeps the meat tender. Be nice and tender. There's no pain, no misery. It's very humane.
Yeah.
PETA will be proud of me.
Yeah, PETA's gonna love you.
PETA will love me.
I'll take PETA in this YouTube video and
There
you'll
you
see
go.
it.
Yes.
Good job, Dad.
This is what we do.
What's that?
This is what we do.
This is what we do. Nice and calm. Unlike earlier today, it was nice and calm. We took our time.
Yeah.
Dad and I were looking over him, and I said, "What do you think? Do you want to shoot him?" And Dad goes, "I think I want to shoot him."
Yeah, it's just too easy of a setup.
Yeah.
Couldn't turn them down.
It's only day 2 now.
It's all right. I got a doe to get yet.
I'm the only one that's got left a buck to shoot.
I got to hold out for a big doe now.
Big fat one, huh?
Big fat one.
Well, good job, Dad.
Well, thank you.
Proud of you. Love you.
Love you. Thank you for the help.
Yeah, nice work.
Thanks for the guide brewer.
Yeah.
Of course, it doesn't match the Stevens, but that's okay.
No, not as big as Steve's. We can get our hands on him though. He's a pretty good buck, Dad. Dandy. There's your buck. Eye guards, dual eye guards. What do you think of him?
I think it's a nice buck.
I think so too. Nice job. Good shooting, Dad.
Look at that.
Yeah, that's funky. It's coming out of his head. He's got dual eye guard. Look at that. He's got a dual eye guard. He's bigger than I thought he was. Nice job, Dad. Good shoot. I just gotta get some footage here of this double eye guard on Dad's buck. That is nuts. I've never seen that before. Got one there. One. The other one wasn't as wide, but he has deeper forks.
It's taller.
Yeah, he was taller with deeper forks, but he wasn't as wide as this one. So,
He's a nice buck.
That's where we were. It's like 125 yards. Dad got up to try to range it, but he couldn't quite get up high enough without getting seen, so I was able to get up and range it. I said he's 125 yards. Dad said, okay, I'll hold dead on him. And
100 yards.
yeah, it did the trick for sure.
Good old Shepherd scope. Does it every time.
It does. Well,
300 short bag.
oh yeah, she's fat.
Broke her spine. I wonder if she's
He wants to be a movie star, man. I'm headed out for the evening. As you can tell, it's pretty close to dark. Now it's just me. This is 2 days in, and we've got 3 bucks down, all good bucks. We're really happy for Steve to get such a nice, huge mule deer buck. I don't know what he scores, but he's huge. I knew it was going to be a good year, and I told Tim and Dad, I said, I'm thinking this might be our best year we've ever had, or best year in at least the last 10 years probably, before the winter of 2010, which was pretty rough on, I think it was 2010. It's pretty rough on the deer, and right after that it was pretty tough out here finding a mature buck, and then it's gotten better and better and better. Well, this last year, I mean, they didn't even get snow here until, really not much snow until like February. And then they had quite a bit of snow and really cold in February, in March. But the biologist in the article I was reading was talking about the fact that, these bucks, they deplete their fat stores during the rut, chasing does and fighting other bucks. And then what kills them usually is the winter. But they go into winter with no fat stores, and especially if it's an early winter. And there wasn't an early winter, so they had plenty of time to fatten up before winter hit. So the winter kill wasn't as bad this year. And then they just had like the wettest spring on record out here. It's still muddy out in their fields. They still have hay sitting out there. It's November. They can't even get the hay out because it's too muddy. That always means a couple of things. One, the deer are going to be healthy and fat, and it means good antler growth in the spring when the bucks are putting on their antlers and they're growing. If they have good nutrition, they grow better antlers. That's what's crazy is we're supposed to be here for like 8 days. A lot of times I don't even shoot a deer till day 8. We'll see what happens over the next week, and how long I decide to hold out for. Today I went on a couple mile hike on some public land today, and in an area that we've killed bucks on before, but it was just not much in there. I saw 3 does, and there wasn't even that much sign. It's really changed a lot since it burned a few years ago, and it doesn't seem like the deer use it as much. I say this every year. I would be happy shooting a doe rather than a really young little buck. And I would do that and just let the bucks hopefully get bigger. But there's so many bucks running around here that I'd be happy to shoot later in the week. And you've heard people say, don't pass on something the first day that you shoot on the last day. I don't know who said that, but it ain't true in my book. I mean, if I'm in, Washington or something, yeah, but out here, it's like, there's 4x4s running around that I'd be happy to shoot on the last day, and they'd be a decent buck. But this early in the trip, when there's potential that I could shoot a 180-inch mule deer out in this area, because they are around, there's no way I'm going to shoot one of these 4x4s on the second day, even if they're a decent 4x4. Oh man, we're so blessed. We are so blessed to be able to come out here and do this, and the fact that this landowner that we've become friends with over the years, that he lets us hunt on his land. I mean, the guy could charge thousands of dollars for people to come hunt. We do not take it for granted. It is such a huge blessing. Well, it's the morning of day 3. It's about a little after 7. We're just out here glassing some of these fields up into the trees, and the deer are all up on their feet. Just saw probably 7 or 8, all 4x4s, 4x3s. None of them I wanted to shoot yet, but there's one that's a long ways off that looks like one I would think I want to shoot. He's pretty wide, dark antlers, a lot of mass. This one looks pretty good, so we're gonna go put a stock on him, see if we can get closer. Morning of day 3, I usually don't get too serious about shooting them this early, but I don't know, he looks pretty good, so we'll see. Probably saw about 80 deer already this morning. Definitely a good morning. I'd say he's definitely a 4x4. Up there in that upper mode field. You can see him right there. Yeah. He's not a bad 3x3 though. Oh, you gonna jump it? Oh, man.
You videotaping it?
Yeah.
Cool. He's gonna cut in front of me now.
He's not a bad buck at all.
Man, look at the way they jump.
It's not even an hour later from the last update, and we've seen, how many bucks this morning you think between all 4 of us?
Probably 20.
Probably 20 bucks, and probably 100 deer total. And of the 20 bucks that we've seen, we probably looked over smaller bucks but didn't notice they were bucks because they were a long ways off. I mean, the majority of these bucks are 3x3s and 4x4s, and you hear about these guys that have these magical mornings of mule deer everywhere and bucks rutting, and
Mule deer heaven.
this is it. This is mule deer heaven this morning. This is ridiculous. I've never seen anything like it in my entire life. What about you, Dad?
Oh man.
I mean, can you believe it?
No. Nice.
This is unbelievable. How many deer we're looking over. It's crazy.
Yeah, this day this is just like nirvana.
Dad goes, it's like mule deer heaven.
Well, Stephen and I have said, you know, there's a first day shooter for me several times this morning.
Yeah. I mean, we just saw a buck literally ran across the road, a big 3x, and I told Dad we'd shoot him most years by
Yeah.
now. Somebody would shoot that
Wow.
buck. But
crazy.
I wouldn't even like think about it. And this one over here, I would shoot him the first day any other year we've been here. And right now we're seeing so many bucks. I'm like, I don't know.
I know.
I told Dad, I kind of feel selfish because you're like, take your blessings when you have them and don't, you know, be selfish because you might end up eating tag soup or shooting a doe. You never
I
know.
know.
It could all dry up tomorrow. But
Yeah.
the rut's going and they're in the full swing of things now.
Yeah, there's really nice bucks up here.
I'm going to get my spottoscope out and take a look up there. Well, we found a buck from this morning that I was looking at, the one we tried to stalk in on earlier. We found him. He's bedded down right there in the center of the screen. His white face is facing us. He's 1,000 yards away right now, but we're gonna try and go up behind him and stalk in on him, I think. He's definitely worth looking at. You can't really tell because we're so far away, but he's big frame. I think he's a 4x4. Pretty wide and tall. I wish the wind wasn't blowing. Dad and I are humping in up there. We gotta get to the other side of those junipers. And we made our way around to behind where that buck and all those deer are bedded. The wind is going like that. So we're gonna get to the other side back behind them. We were in there earlier today and he wasn't there. I think he was there. He was just bedded where we couldn't see him in the tall grass. So now we're gonna try to get in behind that hay bale. It's basically, you can just crawl in right behind it. It's pretty nice. Sneak in and see if he is one that I want to take on the third day. I told Dad I kind of don't want to go over there and look at him because I might want to shoot him. The neighboring rancher came over, who we've kind of become friends with. This year I think he's kind of getting to know us now. He's been really helpful, really friendly. He really helped. Tim shot his buck. He went over on that property, on his property, and he went out there and drove right to it so Tim could finish it off, and then he gutted it for Tim. But he just came by and goes, hey, you're gonna go for that buck over there? Looks like a pretty nice deer. So we're gonna stop by and see him at his house tonight. He invited us over. But, you know, we've always been friendly to him and try to put ourselves out to him. Now he's being really friendly back, so. Anyway, he said this buck looks like a pretty good one. So hopefully we can get on him. Oh, is that him? What? You don't think that's him? Oh wait, did he just go down?
I think you got a nice buck, Chris.
I think so too. He's tough.
He's a tough one.
I don't know how many times I hit him, but it was several.
Several. He's a tough to walk up there.
I hit him back the first shot.
I know.
Oh.
Congratulations, Chris.
Thanks.
Third day in the hunt, and you actually shot a buck. I can't believe it. Usually you wait 7-8 days before you shoot at anything.
I like the way he is a nice buck.
He's a nice buck.
Yeah, he's really big.
Pretty.
He's my best buck yet.
Beautiful.
I think by far. I mean, his backs aren't amazing, but his fronts are.
Yep, he's a beautiful.
Pretty nice buck, isn't he?
He's a beautiful buck. Perfect symmetric. Yeah.
I wasn't going to shoot anything for a lot more days, to be honest. I just like the hunt to go on and keep looking him over. But when he came out, I've been wanting to shoot just a nice symmetrical big 4x4 for a long time. And I saw him and I thought, you know what? That's the one I'll shoot. I said on one of the videos earlier, but you cannot find a better day than today to chase mule deer. It was insane, insane. I mean, just that we got to be out here, and it is such a blessing that we got to watch all these bucks and pass up on 4x4s. It was just crazy what was going on today. So it was an amazing day, huge blessing, and I'm super thankful to be able to take this buck on only the third day of the hunt. Not even really super old. He's a nice deer. So it's a huge blessing to be able to come out here.